We lost one of the biggest exhibitions that we've ever done. What are we going to do to fill that gap?
How would you explain the value that we're adding? We could just go straight to a contractor.
Why do you think exhibitions are a difficult sell? The thing I'm struggling with is to explain to clients like why the expense of an exhibition is worth it, because it feels like a massive one-off cost.
Yeah.
It is, but how do you utilise that and get so much more?
There's like different types of events, isn't there? You've got like trade shows, but you know, there's activations, there's smaller like roadshow type things. There's, you know, we did obviously that consultant event last year. You can have small exhibitions where it might be like more of a pop-up setup, or you can have a shell scheme, or you can have a stand-only space. What event fits your audience the best?
Activations is something that we're seeing more of in like the industry at the moment. Like a lot of consumer brands are doing activations because, like you say, it's a great way to meet the customers, but they are just as logistical and need to be just as thought out from a marketing point of view as a big show. It's nice to have like a coffee cart and offer some kind of deal, but what's the point of it? Like, what are you getting out of it? Are you speaking to the customers? Are you getting data? And also visually, there's a lot of thought that has to go into how you appear.
Imagine you're a client though, how would you explain the value that we're adding? Because obviously you could just go straight to a contractor for a stand.
Obviously we've got experience on our side. We've been here since the dawn of time. So we have got years of experience, that big figure. So say they've got X thousand for a show, and where is it worthwhile putting the different elements of that budget? What we're very good at is breaking that down, telling them what they can get as a full package and helping them utilise it the best as possible.
We can then think about how they can use the parts of that exhibition after, so not just the structural side, but the digital elements, you know, making sure that they follow up on that. What happens after with lead generation, post-event campaign. What we're keen is building people's brands. So I think how your brand is portrayed in a stand space is really important.
People are drawn in by what they see first of all. You can have the best salesperson in the world, but if they are stood on like a falling apart, half propped up stand, it's not giving the best impression of your brand. Very good at being like, here's 3 options and here's what we think would work best for you, and here's how we can maximise what you do. Got their attention for a short time, so once they've left, what are you leaving them with? So have you got their data to send them something following up, or are you giving them something on the day? How are you going to check in?
A lot of companies, I suppose, they task the marketing team with an event. They don't have experience in that area. It's a bit of a minefield, isn't it?
Marketing manager wouldn't have any experience with things like submitting structural calculations, making sure the logistics of the product's arriving on time, making sure you've got enough electric. For those things that we can help them build like a full plan of the day, it takes that stress away so they can do their job, which is essentially marketing the product when they're there.
You know, the important thing is to portray your brand, your company in the best possible light.
I think when you have a team like ours, they can be like, right, we're on with the booth, but now we also need to think about the campaign and how we're going to get people there.
So obviously we're in February now. What shocked you most about last year?
I think the biggest curveball was when we lost one of the biggest exhibitions that we've ever done for our client. You know which client I'm talking about. And whilst that is massively scary, and originally when they said we're pulling out of the show, we thought, brilliant, what are we going to do to fill that gap? But actually what it left us with was a massive opportunity, and we completely reinvented how they showcased themselves at that event. We decided to go down the route of a consultancy face-to-face mixer, and they got real one-on-one time with their customers. They managed to do some stakeholder engagement, but they also had their fun, and we had like a games element, and we got really good social media content. So for around the same budget, they ended up with something that was tailor-made to them. They didn't have all the stress and expenses of having to work with these big exhibition installers, and they got something out of it that they really valued. That's not to say that they won't do a big exhibition again, because I think they'll just use it as a string to their bow, and they'll keep changing and reinventing how they show themselves.
What is the point of showcasing? And there are so many different ways that you can do events, exhibitions, trade shows. They will stay because they're really brilliant for brand awareness. What's opened out for us, particularly in the last couple of years, is it doesn't just need to be that, does it? There's lots of other ways to
It's not one
attention.
size fits all.